Leaders from every corner of the globe briefly united Thursday in homage to Queen Elizabeth II. On the other side of the world, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Elizabeth, who as Queen was Canada's head of state, was a constant presence in our lives. The Department of State Services (DSS) on Thursday night said it had recovered several incriminating materials, including military accoutrements. Welcome to News Flash on Fortress Media. Stay tuned as we take you through the news making the rounds today. I am Oluwatobiloba Oni. Leaders from every corner of the globe briefly united Thursday in homage to Queen Elizabeth II after the world's longest-serving monarch, who ruled the United Kingdom since 1952, died at our Scottish home at the age of 96. Global tributes were led by the Commonwealth, the association of countries that were briefly part of the British Empire, as well as its remaining overseas territories, South Asia, where Britain was a colonial power until just before Elizabeth's reign began, paved the way with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying he was pained by hard death. In the Southern Hemisphere, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa described how he and the Queen had reminisced together about Nelson Mandela, while Kenya's President-elect William Ruto hailed her admirable leadership of the Commonwealth. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese paid tribute to her timeless decency and said her death marked the end of an era. On the other side of the world, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Elizabeth, who as Queen was Canada's head of state, was a constant presence in our lives, and her service to Canadians will forever remain an important part of their country's history. President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan has again commended the armed forces for their sustained fight against terrorists, bandits, and kidnapping in the last month. Lawan, in a speech delivered to declare open a national policy dialogue on corruption and insecurity in Nigeria, praised the military for flushing and neutralizing insurgents and terrorists in states such as Kaduna, Niger, and Zamfara in particular. The national policy dialogue, which had the Senate President as its chairman, was organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC). Other dignitaries present at the session include Chairman of the ICPC Professor Bolaji Owasanoye, Minister of Interior Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, National Security Advisor Major General Muhammad Babagana Munguno, and Chief of Defence Staff General Lucky Irabo. Protesting members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASAN, on Thursday threatened to shut down oil production in Nigeria for 30 days if the federal government fails to curb the lingering massive oil theft in the Niger Delta. Members of the union staged protests in various parts of Nigeria, including Abuja, Warri, Kaduna, and Port Harcourt. Findings have shown that if the workers implement their threat, Nigeria may lose about 1.7 trillion naira from the non-production and sale of crude oil, a major foreign exchange revenue earner for the country. Speaking at a sensitization rally that was held at the Delta State Governor's office in Warri, the PENGASAN Zonal Chairman Prince Alju Oshio Kamele noted with concern that the big men doing the business of crude oil theft are in government. Figures from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission showed that in January, February, March, and April 2022, the country's crude oil production were 1.26 million barrels per day, 1.24 million barrels per day, and 1.22 million barrels per day, respectively. In May, June, July, and August 2022, the figures were 1.02 million barrels per day, 1.16 million barrels per day, and 1.08 million barrels per day, and 0.97 million barrels per day, respectively. The average oil production for the 8 months is therefore 1.168 million barrels per day. This means that if the workers shut down oil production for 30 days, the country would not produce about 30.03 million barrels of crude oil. The Department of State Services (DSS) on Thursday night said it had recovered several incriminating materials, including military accoutrements from the residence of the arrested Abuja-Kaduna train hostage negotiator Alhaji Tukor Manu. This was contained in a terse statement signed by its spokesperson, Dr. Peter Funaya. The statement declared that with this development, Mamu would be charged to court. So far, appropriate security agencies have executed valid search warrants on Mamu's residence and office. Recall that Mr. Mamu, who is the publisher of Desert Herald newspaper in Kaduna, was arrested and detained by the Egyptian police at the Cairo International Airport while awaiting a connecting flight to Saudi Arabia on Tuesday. He was later released and was flown back to Nigeria and immediately arrested by the service. In the exciting world of sports, Napoli striker Victor Osimhen will miss the Italian team's home fixture with Spezia on Saturday with a thigh injury. Napoli said the Nigerian forward had hurt the femoral bicep in his right thigh, an injury suffered in the first half of Wednesday 4-1 hammering of Liverpool in Naples. The 23-year-old was substituted 4 minutes before halftime and the Champions League win at the Stadio Maradona and replaced by recent signing Giovanni Simeone. Osimhen is expected to be out until at least after this month's international break. It will also certainly miss next week's Champions League trip to Scottish club Rangers and their clash with title rivals AC Milan the following Sunday. That ends News Flash on Fortress Media. For more trending stories, follow us on all our social media platforms at Fortress Radio 1 and our YouTube channel at Fortress Media 1, or download our app with the F logo from Google Play Store. I am Oluwatobiloba Tony.